Hi, I'm David Boyd. I'm a public affairs specialist with the BLM in northwestern Colorado. The Grand Junction Field Office is releasing their land use plan called the Resource Management Plan, which will guide the management for this 1.2 million acre field office for the next 20 years. So it's a really important time to be involved in public lands management, and we're making this video to help people understand what this resource management plan is. We call it an RMP, and more importantly, how to navigate it so you can find out the information you're looking for. It's a very large, complicated document, and we're making this video to help you navigate through it and help you be able to find the information you need so that you can provide us with specific comments to this plan. So the more specific comments you can provide, the more effective they'll be. What ultimately comes out of this will depend on what we hear from the public.
We will attempt to explain this document in such a way that you can find and review the information that particularly interests you. So when this document is available for public comment, you can spend your time analyzing the content rather than trying to navigate the document. The draft RMP and EIS is organized into 3 volumes when printed. These will be available as 3 separate PDF documents on a disk and on the BLM webpage, plus an additional 20 travel management route designation PDF map documents. We will also make each chapter and appendix available on the web page as individual PDFs for your convenience. The RMP documents will contain bookmarks described later. You can find the bookmarks by clicking on the tab on the left side of the Adobe window. Adobe also has a Find feature that allows you to search the document for a keyword or phrase. You can activate this feature under the Edit tab at the top of the Adobe window. Volume 1, Chapter 1, Introduction. In Chapter 1, we introduce you to this document and the purpose of an RMP. We also explain the need for planning guidance. This chapter provides for you an explanation of our planning process, collaborative planning, and coordination with other government agencies. You will also find a description of the planning area, the public involvement process, and the planning issues that guide the management planning process. Volume 1, Chapter 2, Alternatives. This is the section of the document where you will find proposed alternatives that would guide management for the next 15 to 20 years. To many, these are the nuts and bolts of the entire document, and along with the appendices is likely where you'll want to concentrate your time. The draft RMP analyzes 4 alternatives covering all aspects of BLM land and resource management based on current and foreseeable land use. The 4 alternatives in the RMP are: Alternative A, the no action alternative. This action would continue management in accordance with the 1987 Grand Junction RMP. Alternative B attempts to balance resource use and protection. This is known as the preferred alternative. Alternative C emphasizes resource protections while providing for multiple uses. Alternative D emphasizes resource use and development. It is important to note, the preferred alternative is not a final decision the BLM has already determined. The preferred alternative is the BLM's first attempt at balancing use and protection, and we need your input on the preferred alternative in order to help us develop the proposed RMP. Elements of all 4 alternatives can be combined to create the proposed RMP. Volume 1, Chapter 3, Affected Environment. In this section, we describe the current conditions and trends for each resource and resource use within the planning area. Discussions of topic areas are divided into resources, resource uses, special designations, support needs, and social and economic conditions. These current conditions will be used later as a baseline in order to help us analyze the future effects of the management alternatives. Volume 2, Chapter 4, Environmental Consequences. This chapter presents the likely direct, indirect, and cumulative impacts on the human and natural environment that could occur from implementing the alternatives presented in Chapter 2. The BLM realizes that management decisions made in rural western Colorado may have an impact on humans far away. This chapter analyzes and discloses those impacts as well. Chapter 4 is organized by topic similar to Chapter 3, Affected Environment. Each topic area includes an analysis of impacts from implementing each of the 4 alternatives. Volume 2, Chapter 5, Consultation and Coordination. This chapter describes the public outreach and participation opportunities made available through the development of this RMP EIS and consultation and coordination efforts with tribes, government agencies, and other stakeholders. This chapter also lists the agencies, organizations, and individuals that received a copy of the draft RMP and associated EIS. Volume 2, Appendix A, Figures. Appendix A includes all of the maps. These maps visually depict the current conditions and management alternatives. You will want to refer to the maps in Appendix A when reviewing the alternatives in Chapter 2. Volume 2 also includes the index, glossary, and references. Volume 3, Appendices B through Q. The alternatives in Chapter 2 often refer to the appendices for more information that could not be included in Chapter 2. The appendices include such supplementary information as the draft travel management plan, a summary of the wilderness character inventory, and a list of grazing allotments. You will want to review the appendices that correspond with your area of interest. For example, if you are most interested in oil and gas leasing decisions, you will want to review Appendix B, Stipulations applicable to fluid mineral leasing and other surface disturbing activities, and Appendix P, Leasing Reform and Master Leasing Plans. Your review and comments on the content of this document are critical to the success of this planning effort. Comments may be submitted by email to gjfo_rmp@blm.gov. Comments will be more helpful if they include suggested changes, sources, or methodologies, and a reference to a section or page number. With a general idea of how this document is formed, you will be ready to start reviewing the draft RMP. Use this video as a resource to guide you through the draft RMP. You likely have suggestions that could prove valuable in formulating our proposed management plan. Comments that are detailed and specific are most useful in our planning process than general overall remarks. We look forward to your comments.